Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name's Evan. In today's video, I'm going to break down the two trades that I took on QQQ today. I'm going to break down exactly why I took them, why I messed up on the first trade, and then how I used that information in real time to get me back positive on the day in the second trade. So on the first trade, I have been using concepts that are ICT concepts, you could call them, in terms of liquidity sweeps and other things like that. So we're just going to go into the day, ignore all these daily levels. Ignore those. I don't particularly use those at the moment, but they are on the chart. So we're going to go into the day real quick and basically break down exactly why I took this trade and some other things within the trade as well. So if we go in the hourly time frame, we can see we have a push up, push down. So we have a high right here on the hourly time frame, and then we have a push up and a push down. So we had another high right here on the hourly time frame. We had a push up and a push down. So we had another high right here on the hourly time frame. So we have multiple highs on the hourly time frame. And then going into the day, we had news early in the morning. Be honest, I'm not sure what the news was because it happened at 8 a.m. and I was not trading at 8 a.m. I just saw the reaction from the news. So after we show that, we'll just go straight down into the 2-minute time frame, which is mainly what I take my trades off of. Occasionally I will do the 5-minute time frame. It just depends. And as you guys know, the red arrows are my entries and the purple arrows are my exits. Jeez, bro. Are my exits based on the trade that I took, or the trades that I took today. Obviously, we can see we were pushing up aggressively off of that news. News was that at 8:30? Yeah, news was at 8:30, and we ended up just continuing the rally throughout the day. Couple things happen when we do this, especially on news days, right? When we have a huge push up off of news, we'll see a massive rally in the pre-market, and then sometimes we'll see a dip and then a continuation. But in this case, we saw basically no dip and then a just straight up continuation on the 2-minute time frame. So what my idea was going into the day, once I saw us continuing this, because I could have gotten an entry here, and I contemplated it this morning. I contemplated entering a 2-minute fair value gap once I saw that price was pushing up. We had all these highs, all these blue levels, highs right here, right? High, high, high. So price is going to go up and at least take one of the highs. Once we went up and took this high from the morning and I saw us retest this, there was a 2-minute fair value gap literally right in here that you could have taken a trade off of. Now, it was freaking tiny, so that would have been somewhat difficult, but you could have taken the trade right off of that and set stops right below this candle if you wanted to. I did not take that trade this morning. Sorry, my dog's barking in the background. I did not take that trade this morning, though, and we ended up pushing up, which sucks. I was so mad that I missed the move, and I wanted a piece of this trade, so I ended up waiting for the market to calm down a little bit before entering a trade. So we zoom back out here on the 2-minute time frame. All these levels of liquidity, 1, 2, 3, right? With 527.83 being the highest level of liquidity there. We pushed up aggressively and we took out this second level of liquidity, and then we just literally kept going. Once we took out this final level of liquidity and we were just kind of leveling off, I ended up entering once we bounced off of this 20 EMA, right? Because I thought that we could have at least a slow grind up to take out this previous high. We ended up getting a slight pullback, still being supported by the 20 EMA, and then pushing up but not taking the highs before it literally stopped me out right here and then continued in my favor. So very frustrating day, but nonetheless, today I used liquidity to my favor, and obviously the fact that news was in play as well, and the fact that we just had upwards momentum most of the day. Now, my prediction for the rest of the day is that we have a slow grind up, or just basically chopping sideways but slightly up, because that's normally what we do whenever we have a massive move like this. There's normally not another move to be taken unless it's way, way later in the day. So if we look back here, sorry, my dog's whining. If we look back here, I entered off of this candle right here. Once this candle had closed just above this, or right at that level, at the open of this previous 2-minute candle here, that is where I entered, and we ended up coming down but finding support at the 20 EMA, pushing back up, and then we couldn't reach that high, which sucked. We ended up coming back down, and then I stopped out literally slightly below because my stop loss was around this area because I knew that we had support in this area, but we ended up coming down and I stopped out right there because I thought we were going to get the continuation down. So immediately after that, right, just because of my experience with this, and I've done that too many times, I realized I did not wait long enough within the day to get a proper entry for a continuation to the upside. So once we sold out of here and I just saw this giant candle straight back to the upside, I was honestly pissed because I was like, okay, so I literally just got out of this for no reason. But I followed my plan regardless. We pushed up. We had an indecisive candle right here, and then we pushed up again, and we ended up closing just above this previous candle. As soon as price came back, started to test that and started to push out of it, that's when I entered right there, and then I set stop just below this candle right here, or I guess just below, a little bit below that, below within this wick right here. That was the goal, was to hold above, if you draw a box from this candle, to hold above that candle wick right there. And we ended up just literally rallying to the upside. So what I wanted to happen in the first trade happened in the second trade, right? I literally had the same entry, give or take a few cents of price, and I literally made the same profit. So I ended up losing some here and gaining it all back and then some right there. Now I'm sitting slightly above break even on the day, so I am positive, but nonetheless, it just goes to show that in this game, you need some patience. And without patience, this is going to happen time and time again. But when you pay attention and you wait for the proper bounce and you wait for a proper pullback, right? Price creates a low, comes down, sweeps the low. If we go to the 5-minute time frame, we can see that as well within the day. We go to the 5-minute time frame here. I really wanted price to pull back to this fair value gap or this fair value gap. They're not evident on the 5-minute, but they do show on the 2-minute time frame. But basically, I'll take these out real quick because price never hit those. Basically, price created a low right here on the 5-minute time frame, being supported basically by this previous support right here. We came back down, swept the low, and then 2 candles closed above this previous candle right here, creating an order block. Price bounced off of that order block and off of, I mean, you could say off of this previous level again as well, and then we just continued to the upside. So that's really what I needed to wait for, was for price to sweep internal liquidity on the day, but I was too impatient, and I wanted to enter once we bounce off this 9 because I thought that's where we're going to get the continuation, simply because of how aggressive this push up was. You can see price was pushing up aggressively, not even pulling back to the 9. So I thought when we pull back to the 9, that would be my entry. So that was the trade for today, or the 2 trades for today. Slightly above break even, so I am positive, but it's nothing crazy. And it's kind of disappointing, the first trade that I took. I just didn't have enough patience with it. I will go over another trade, this trade, in another video, so stay tuned for that. I'll be posting that because that was a very solid trade, had many areas of confluence, and just overall just perfect. You can see paper handed it because it went all the way down to here. That just goes back to the levels of liquidity. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video and you can see exactly why I took this trade to the upside based off of these levels of liquidity and the massive move and momentum that we had to the upside. And hopefully you guys can apply this to your trading as well. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down below and like this video for more videos like this one, and I will see you guys in the next video.